Once again, this is Aaron Woodson, aka Old Legend. But of course, you see this is a Chevy. Today we're going to do coilovers in the front, regular coil springs in the back. As you can see, he's already got the wheels on it. He wants to bring it down a little bit. This is a very nice, clean car. I'm not sure if it's an SS. Like I said, I don't know Chevy. Well, there it is, SS. But it has the 409, the bucket seats, power windows, tachometer, 63 Impala. He told me about this car, but I've seen so many cars, I honestly didn't expect it to be this clean. Console. I mean, this is a clean car. And get up here on the lift to see what the underside looks like. Change the steering wheel, give him the matching steering wheel. So we're gonna work on the stance. Probably bring him down about 2 inches. This is an AC car. That surprised me as well. The options this car has on it. I'm not sure if this is an original car or it's been restored. I'm pretty sure it's been restored, just because I don't see too much oxidation or patina on certain parts. The core support, everything looks fresh, but a high quality restoration. I'm sure this car wasn't in bad condition before it was restored. Just a real nice car. The owner, he's a Impala lover. He also has a 96 Impala SS that he's owned for a long time. I think he bought it when it was a year or two old. So we'll get it up in the air here and see what the underside looks like. QA1 coilovers in the front, lowering springs in the rear. And I'm sure at some point we're going to do something about these drum brakes on here. He wanted to put air ride on it, but it's just too nice of a car to modify anything. You just want to upgrade. 63 Impala SS. So I wasn't able to get the car in the air like I wanted to because it's an X-frame car, which I knew that was going to pose a problem, but I had a piece of wood here that would lift it up, you know, would act as a support between the two. But anyway, the underside looks as good as the top side. And the owner did tell me, I remember now, that about 15 years ago I had a frame off restoration. I did notice something. This is the second one I've seen like this, so I guess this is how it was made. I noticed it on the 59 Impala over there. That I was working on it one day, and the negative battery cable was hooked to the exhaust manifold. You see the cable there? It runs down and bolts to the exhaust manifold. I thought that was crazy, so what I did, I moved it, which, if it came like that or not, I still think it's crazy. But I guess that's how these Chevys were made. An Oldsmobile would never do such a thing. But But it's a little dirty under here, but this was a nut and bolt restoration. It's dry under here, real clean as it should be. But I'm not going to get the visual for you like I wanted to get with this car. But like I said, the frame's been painted, new U-joints, just everything. Exhaust. At some point, like I said, about 15 years ago, they painted the floor pan, the bottom. So it's probably a rotisserie restoration, unless somebody was on their back like I am now, which would have been a lot of work. Rear end's cleaned up. Now on the rear, I'm kind of second guessing what I'm going to do here. I was going to put lowering springs on it, but I may put the coilovers in the rear as well. Sure, this is a what transmission is that? Probably a power glide. Yep, it's a power glide. But anyway, we're going to get to work here. So you'll probably see some results in just a second. These ball joints, I know they're probably good, but I don't like doing the suspension work without changing the ball joints. If I'm going to upset that ball joint, I want to change it. That's just my preference. I'm not saying it has to be done. If I'm going to separate that ball joint from that spindle, I'm going to replace it. The spring is probably some type of heavy duty spring because it had some nice height in the front, but just a real nice car. So I'm going to stop talking and get to it. Paint job, very nice. Straight as an arrow. Let me do some work. I'm already behind. I wanted to get started on this at 8:30. It is down probably 9. So now my day is ruined because I'm 30 minutes late. Let me see what time. We're 9:07. I'm sitting here talking. All right, I'll be back. Okay, here it is, the final product. This is the stance he was going for. QA1 coilovers on the front, upper and lower ball joint, stabilizer links. We didn't do anything in the back. The lowering coil springs was going to bring it down too low. So that's the final product and what we ended up with. Thinking about taking it for a test drive, but nah, he'll be here in a minute. We'll take a ride in it. I don't like driving other people's cars if I don't have to. Them are 22-inch 4 Gigato somethings. I don't know if I know what it is. Who cares?